and we'll see if we can jump a rabbit or two and see if we can have a race. We got 6 dogs out here with us again. Just welcome all y'all to go along with us and see if we can have a race or not. It's a little warm on them, but they just jumped one there and had a pretty good race. We're gonna see if we can jump another one or two and at least try to have one little race. Probably won't be on here real long where it's warm this evening. You can tell they already starting to get hot just out of that one little race. So, but we didn't get on here this morning. We hunted this morning, but didn't have much running, so we waited till this evening to get on here, and we had to take one dog to the vet today, and so we didn't get a chance to get on here this morning. Hopefully we can have a little race this evening though. Like I said, we just had one little race there, a little short race, but it was a pretty good little race though. We didn't have much running at all this morning. The dogs hunted good and stuff, but they just, I don't know if it's just where it's dry, getting so dry again that they just having trouble trying to jump them and having trouble trying to run them. Well, they done a pretty good job on that last one there. So, like I said, hopefully we can jump one. If we don't, we'll enjoy being out here watching the dogs hunt anyway. We got Tank back out here with us again today. He's a doing better every trip. He's a staying with them the whole race. After you have him out here a while, sometimes he hangs around us after he gets tired, but he's doing pretty good. Hopefully it won't take too many more trips and he'll be running in there with them. And we need to start on his brother Frank here in a day or two. But I want to try to get on here today because I ain't planning on being on here tomorrow. They're giving almost 100% chance of rain, so we probably won't be on here tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get on here this evening for a few minutes anyway. We didn't run none this past Friday or Saturday, so we wasn't on here. So don't know for sure how many days we'll be on here this week. I know we ain't gonna be on here tomorrow because of all the rain. Probably back hopefully Wednesday. Like I said, we'll just have to see how everything goes. I'm hoping after it rains tomorrow, our running will get a lot better. We got Tank with us, we got Willow with us, we got Queen and Buster, and Train and Mindy with us today. Jimmy and him went back home last week, and he ended up getting a nice place, how that big hunt they went to. So I think he done pretty good. So all that running we put in on him sure helped him out a lot. He was way too heavy. He was way too fur. He was way overweight. The dogs just went down there and got in the mud. They get in the mud right there every time we hunt over here on this side. Come on, right here. I don't know if you can see the mud on Train or not, but they get mud all over them every time they get in here. Tanks get down there pretty much wallering in it. They get in the mud here every time we hunt on this side. But that gives them a little drink where it's hot out here. Like I said, we probably won't be on here too long where it's warm this evening, but hopefully we can stay on here long enough to come up with a race anyway. Now it won't be long, it'll start cooling down to where there'll be days we should be able to hunt all day long and the dogs not get hot. Get in there. This right here should be a real little spot for them to jump on. And the little pup queen jumped up one a while ago, so she's doing good. She jumped one this morning too. So that's two she's jumped today. So for a 10-month-old pup, she's doing pretty good. And this will be their last week too. I don't know if he'll end up just having me to keep them a little longer or if they'll get swapped out to something else. But Saturday will be their last day. We'll have all their time in. We've almost had them a month. We usually keep them around a month and they go back home. But now they're doing good. I think she's around 10 months old and he's around 11. I mean, give or take a little. Well, she's starting to jump rabbits though. Still gets in trouble every now and then. Still wants to run something off every now and then, but it'll take her a little while, but she'll learn that she can't be doing that. I figured they might jump one right in here. They're in there hunting it out good. But the little Rose dog that we hunted a couple weeks ago got down sick. She ended up having that Lyme disease from a tick. When she's had her flea and tick pill, and plus I spray them and to keep the ticks and stuff off of them. She didn't have a tick on her, but she still had Lyme disease. They said it wasn't no big deal. We'll give her medicine for about 30 days and her up. We'll have to just go back and get her another thing of medicine. So hopefully, which she acts like she's fine now, but she's just got real sore there Saturday, so we took her to the vet today to see what was wrong with her, and that's what she ended up having. So, well, they talk like it wasn't nothing that we couldn't take care of. The way they talk, just whenever she has a flyer up, we can just go down and get her a round of medicine now and give her. But we went down to feed Saturday, and she was so sore she couldn't hardly get up. Then by Sunday evening, she was like there wasn't nothing wrong with her. And we took her down there and had her checked anyway, and I'm glad I did. They said she had Lyme disease from a tick. I told him I'd see how she got it, where she didn't have no ticks or nothing on her, but he said even though she'd had her flea and tick pill and where I sprayed her and everything, those infected tick had probably bit her and, still didn't stay on her or whatever, but it still caused her to have that Lyme disease. But he said within just a couple of days, whenever she felt like that she could go back to hunting, that we could go right back to hunting her. So I figured we'd give her the rest of this week off, and we'll hunt her or turn her loose and a lot and see how she does in there. And if she does good, next week we may bring her back out here and start hunting her again. Hi, good evening there, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We jumped one while ago before we got on here, and hopefully we can jump another and have another little race. They're in a real spot. They're right up in there. Coming around that hillside, they're in a real spot to jump on. It's a little warm this evening, but we're still looking for a race. Hopefully we can still, I can still jump on and we can still have a little race anyway. They're hunting, staying right in them burrows. But one thing, it's just so dry right now, it makes it hard for them to find one. They about got to run right across them before they can ever jump one. It comes that rain tomorrow, that should help us a lot on running. I ain't gonna promise it will, but it should anyway. That last rain we got, it sure made a difference when we went back to hunting, no matter it quit raining. It's like this morning, we turned them out around 7 o'clock and the grass was dry as it is right now. I mean, there wasn't a bit of dew on, and that made a big difference in them too. We got the little willow pup out again today. She's, well, I don't know if you call her a pup or whatever. I still call her a pup. She just about a year old's all she is, but now she's doing a good job. She just still needs a lot of hunting though. Hi, and welcome on here to our little hunt this evening. We're out here looking for a race, see if these dogs can jump a rabbit. It's a little hot on them this evening, but we think we can still jump one before it's over around through here somewhere or another, hopefully. If not, we'll enjoy being out here with the dogs anyway. We did go around and respray all these dogs here for fleas and ticks yesterday, and sprayed all the kennels and all that. But I think about all these has had their flea and tick pills. So, but now Rose had two, and she still ended up with it. So I mean, we ain't even hunted her much at all this summer. So evidently, it don't matter if you do give them their pills and all that, they can still come down with it. Probably not as likely, but that happens. Now they're in a real little spot right there. They should, hopefully we can get a race right there. Hi, and welcome on here to our little hunt this evening. We're looking for a rabbit race here if they ever find one. Like I said, it's a little hot on them out here this evening. If we can get one good little race out of them, that'll make two this evening. We'll call it an evening, but we'd at least like to jump one more this evening. Welcome on here to our little hunt this evening. We're hoping we'll get a little race here in a minute, but now they still struggling to find one. But now it's hot and it's dry, so that comes along with it. They're right up there in the brush right up through there looking, so. They're about anywhere from 50 to 60 yards up on the hill, so. Just copperhead country, not, we don't have no rattlesnakes or nothing like that. But now we do have plenty of copperheads, you know. That's about our only poison snake that we've got in this area that I'm in. You can go 30, 40 minutes from where I'm at, and they're eat up with rattlesnakes. They can't even run on their hunting grounds through the summer. Yeah, we do these all the time. Well, as much as we get a chance to. I try to do them on evenings or mornings we're having pretty good running, but yeah, we do a lot of live hunts. I think we done 3 or 4 last week. I can't really remember for sure. Well, sound like we're gonna have a race this evening. We supposed to probably get that rain. We're in Kentucky. We supposed to get that rain starting tonight sometime. It's giving rain for us all day tomorrow. So rain you're getting right now, we'll either get it tonight or starting in the morning. We're here in Kentucky, so I believe we're gonna have a little bit of a race anyway. I'm glad to have y'all on here with us. And I upload videos, try to daily, and try to do these as many times a week as we can. Sometimes we get in 2 or 3 a week, sometimes it's 4 or 5 a week. But we've got a little race anyway. Sometimes where it's dry and hot, we struggle to get a race, but some days we'll have some of the best running there was. The side we normally hunt on's a lot better than this side, but we kind of come over here once in a while and give that other side a break. We got a lot better hunting grounds on the other side where we're at, but we like to hunt this side every now and then. We usually jump several rabbits here. No, I don't have no curs or nothing. I have strictly Beagles, is all I have. We've got, not counting the Martha's fixing to have pups, I think we got 11. But everything I have is just Beagle hounds. And we try to run anywhere from a medium to faster style dogs. We try to run a competition style dogs is what we try to run. I don't know if they're going to do anything with this race here or not. They've opened several times on it, but now they're having a terrible time trying to run it. But welcome on here. We're in Kentucky right now. Is where we're at. Now later on this fall, we may make some trips to either Western Kentucky or up in Ohio to do some hunts. I don't know what kind of service we'll get in there. I'm hoping it's a place where we can do the hunts live. If not, we'll record them and try to do something like that. But we're wanting to at least make a trip or two this fall. Mostly what I have is butcher bred dogs. I got a few that ain't. I got a Meadows dog, got a little female that I run in the training lot a lot that goes back into Branco. The two pups that I bought and raised, Tank and Frank, they go back into the rough and tough stuff. But Train, Mindy, and Martha are directly out of the big butcher dog. Then one we call Abby's directly out of the big Meadows dog. Then we bred Martha into the big Eagle dog. So we've got a variety of 2 or 3 things, but what I like the best is I like the butcher stuff. But then I like the Meadows too, so our plan is to breed the big Meadows female into Train, and it should make a really good cross. They're hunting hard for that, but now they ain't having a bit of luck trying to run that rabbit. I figured sure we was gonna have a good little race there, but now that's why our morning went a lot this morning. They'd hit on the track, but then they never could do nothing with it. I've started a lot of Oak Hill dogs. The ones that I started, I didn't care a whole lot for, but now I'm sure there's different bloodlines out there in them. I don't know how for sure these was bred up, but they wasn't a very fast dog on the Oak Hill dogs. They was a real slow dog. But now, like I said, I don't know what they bred the Oak Hill into that I was starting for other people, but they wasn't near fast enough for my liking. Well, they just ain't gonna do any good with that race. But like I said, I don't want to say I wasn't like none of those kill, but just the ones that I started, they done good, run track good, but they was just a lot slower than my style of dogs. Yeah, I do too. I like either kind of a anywhere from a medium to a fast dog. I like a little bit faster than what you call a medium style dog. And that's what I was talking about, them pups that I started for them boys that was out of them Oak Hill dogs. They was just way too slow. Like I said, but I don't know what they got bred to, or that makes a lot of difference. You can take a good male dog and breed him to a female. It ain't no count, and it don't mean you're going to get some good pups out of them. Yeah, that's all we have is just cottontail. We ain't got no swamper rabbits or nothing like that. You gotta get down into western Kentucky, somewhere in there, to get into them. We just got the regular cottontail rabbits is all we've got. But now I'd like sometime this fall, I'd like to go down and run some of the big swamp rabbits down in western Kentucky. I ain't gonna swear that we'll get to, but I'd like to go down there one time and a little female's gonna jump another in here. She opened on it first, but Train took it away from her. That's 3 that she's tried to, well, the other 2, she actually jumped them, but hi and welcome on here this evening to our little rabbit hunt. We're trying to have a little race right now. Our one a while ago didn't work out too good. But that's 3 that little pups jumped today. The other 2, she actually opened wide open on them and actually jumped them, and she opened up on that, and then Train grabbed it and took off on her. But now, like I said, she's only 10 months old, so now she's a doing good for just a 10-month-old pup. But the ground just so dry, once they jump them, it's hard for them to run them. They can't keep up with the track. Yeah, not as many on this side as the other side, but yeah, we got several rabbits here. But we still, like today, it's been bad tracking all day today, but but on a good day, I mean, we can jump 6 to 8 rabbits in the morning in about a 2 to 3 hour span. Yeah, we got plenty of rabbits. We walk on around through here, I'll show you the direction of that other side that we normally hunt on. That's where we'll be hunting at Wednesday morning if the weather permits. I don't believe we're gonna have much of a race on this one. We'll walk on down through here and I'll show you whereabouts we normally hunt at. And we normally hunt right back there on the other side of that little hill right there. Right back through there, we got a great big place back in there that we hunt that's plumb full of rabbits. This side here, which you can see, they cut the hay off here, so kind of all we can do is hunt around the out edges, but we still do pretty good. I mean, this makes the third one this evening. We've jumped up here and, you know, just hunting around these edges this evening. That ain't bad at all. That little pup's still trying to run that rabbit. There's Mindy there. She's the mommy of the 2 pups we raised this summer. We got at home. She's the full sister to Martha that we got at home. Was almost ready to have pups. And that's Tank going up through there that I said that we bought and raised when they was 6-8 weeks old or something. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We're trying to have a race here, but now they're struggling to trying to run it. Now the tracking's just awful today. That's why we didn't get on here this morning, because it was like this right here all morning. We had 2 decent little races, and the rest of it was just awful. I mean, they just couldn't run a track. They're still trying their best to run it, but now they're having a time with it. Like I was saying earlier, this makes 3 that we've jumped this evening, but if they could have run them, it would have been 3 real good races. But now, the first one, they had a pretty good little race with it, but now these last 2, it's been like this here, just a hit and a miss deal. But then we come back out Wednesday, especially after that little rain, we're hoping we have some good running in. But now some days tracking's just it's just worse than others. You wouldn't think it would change from day to day, but now I've seen it go out and the dogs have a real day and just jump one out of the other and have some real races, and the next day it's like this right here, they're just beating and a banging and just seem like they can't get nowhere. We usually try to hunt about 4 days a week, or sometimes 5. Just depends on what all we get into and how the weather lets us. But We usually try to hunt 4 or 5 days a week. We're hoping to get Tank going good here in a day or two. He's a doing better, but he stays right in there with them at first. But then when he gets tired, he comes back out. This just makes his, I don't know, about 4 or 5 times out. So he done real good in that lot. So we're hoping we can get him started out here. I've had his brother out one time. I took them out Saturday evening together. That didn't go real good. They want to do more playing than they did hunting, so we'll probably keep them separated. We'll probably may hunt his brother Wednesday morning. I don't know if I'll take him or his brother. We'll see when it comes Wednesday, but Beans, the little bean dog that we normally hunt, she's trying to come in heat, or she's in heat. We're going to try to breed her to train. She ain't ever come in enough to where all the way in, but we're hoping to get her bred to train and raise some pups out of her. There's a little Meadows dog that we call Abby comes in. We're going to breed them to train. If we can get her bred, then Martha does good with hers. That should put us several pups we'll have this fall. And they should be ready to start hunting about spring. Right here comes Mindy back. I think we might as well holler at the rest of them and take them on over around this other little spot and see if we have any luck. And if we don't, we'll call it a day. Right here! Right here! There's Mindy and Tank, and up there's Buster. You can tell Mindy ain't used to been hunting. We ain't been hunting her here lately. She's plumb out of shape. I'd like to hunt somewhere down around the Peabody place down in there. I really don't know. I've never been there. Right here comes Train. We got one more. We got Willow seal out. Right here, Willow, right here. That's where my buddies and them go to. They go down on Peabody, I think that's what it's called. And I'd have to look. Should be around the 1st of November. It's usually when it starts, but like I said, I'd have to look to say for sure. But it should be around the 1st of November. Come on, right here. We'll take them right straight over here and Right, we'll go around that bank right over there and see if they have any luck. Yeah, I've got several buddies that goes down to the Peabody and hunts them, runs them big swamp rabbits down through there. I just like to take a trip somewhere or another different, and just somewhere that yeah, I was figuring it was the 1st, 2nd of November. I figured it was right around the 1st of November. It stays in usually a week or so, then deer season comes in, and it goes back, used to now, if it ain't changed none, it goes back out for a week or so, and then it comes back in. Now they say when you start running them big swamp rabbits, you got to have your dogs in good shape, because they'll wear them out quick. Sometimes we do good at jumping one right around through there, and sometimes we don't. Yeah, I hear that. I'd love to take a trip out towards Kansas or somewhere and do some hunting one time, but I don't know when that'll happen. But they say they're absolutely covered up in rabbits down there. They say they got way more rabbits than we got. Talk about the swamp rabbits, yeah. I've never got to run. I ain't never got to run none. Before it's over, I ain't gonna say we'll get to go this year, but before it's over, I'd like to go somewhere where we can run some. Them buddies of mine, they love it. And they say down there on that West Kentucky, down on that Peabody's place down there, they say there's a bunch of rabbits down there. You know, I'm not for sure. I've never hunted it. I'd like to go this winter for sure. It's a pretty good trip for me. I think it's about a 4-hour drive or somewhere in there, 4 or 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure hi and welcome on here. I'm pretty sure they've got snakes and probably bears too, so my buddies and them usually wait till it gets cold weather before they ever go down there. That way you don't have to worry about the snakes. Yeah, I think they've got some pretty bad snakes down there. I don't know about the hogs. I don't know if they got any hogs or not. I'm not sure on the bears, but I know we was talking about it the other day, and them buddies of mine said they usually don't go down there until cool weather hits because of the snakes. But like I said, I've never been there, so I'd have to check on it and see. We trying to get another little race here. And they may be like us, they may just have copperheads, but now, like I said, I'd have to check, I don't know. Yeah, I've heard they do. My wife's wanting to take a trip to Iowa. They say they've got a lot of rabbits too. Tank usually stays right with them, but he's about wore out and hot. Which we hunted him this morning too. We put about 5 or 6 miles on him this morning, and we done put 2 or 3 miles again on him this evening, so I'd say he's getting tired. Especially where he ain't used to being hunted. Yeah, we've got about 3.5 miles on them this evening, and I think we had around 6 or something this morning. So we're getting close 9, 10 miles on them today, so it's been a pretty good day for them. Time we get them back to the truck, we should have close 10, 11 miles on today. Yeah, we need some rain. I hope we don't get no hard rain, but we need some rain. Hi, and welcome on here to our little rabbit hunt this evening. We having a little race, but we ain't had. It's been some bad tracking. We ain't having much of a race, but they're trying anyway. Now they giving like 90 to 100% chance of rain for us tomorrow, so we definitely need the rain because like I said, it's dry as it could be. Like I said, grass this morning at daylight, it was dry as it could be. I mean, you didn't even get your shoes wet when you walked through that tall grass this morning. I feed Sexton Brothers. I switched to it here back first part of the summer, kind of early spring, and so far I've liked it real good. It took mine kind of a few weeks to kind of get adjusted to it, where they wasn't used to it, but I run 4 or 5 days a week on it, and they stay looking good on it. What kind of feed you feed? See, I think that race is over too. And see, that's all that race. But now that makes 3 we've jumped on here this evening. Ain't been much running to them, but but that is 3 we've jumped. 4 altogether. We jumped 1 before we got on here, so we ain't had a bad evening. So, and I think that's all that race. And I ain't gonna say they put it in a hole. If I was guessing, they blowed up on it to where it's so dry they just can't track it. You know, I mean it could have went to the hole, but to my opinion, they just blowed up on it to where they can't track it. Just a bad day for running's all I can say. Now, Pride's good feed. I don't know what color bag you feed, but I fed orange bag. I just switched because this Section Brothers, I mean, it seems as good as feed as that Pride, and is a whole lot cheaper on me where I've got so many dogs, and where I run that starting pen, I furnish the feed for it, so I go through a lot of feed, so. I've never fed that. He's still trying to run that rabbit. Now, I fed Pride a lot. I mean, I like the Pride, especially the orange bag. Not a real big fan of the black bag. But mostly what I fed in it is that orange bag. I think it's 2720. He definitely ain't wanting to give up. There's the rabbit. No wonder. How little it is. I don't know if you can see it or not. Well, I see why they're having so much trouble running. It ain't much bigger than a hamster. I don't even know if you could see it on video. It's so little. I tried to zoom in on it there. And that's what we'll get into some days. You don't know if it's little bitty rabbits or if it's just bad tracking. And the case on this one, I'd say it's because it's a little bitty rabbit. Gonna see if I can figure out where it went here. It came right down through there and went back in right in there. It sat right there for a few minutes. Said I don't know how good y'all could see it with this sunball, and I tried to zoom in on it. It was a little bitty fella. It wasn't big as nothing, but like a pretty good sized hamster. If that's the one they're even running. They may not even be running that rabbit. We see that all the time too. The rabbit will come by you and they'll be at a totally different rabbit. But I think that's the one they was running. Not 100% sure, but I'd about say that's what they was running. That's why they're having so much trouble running it, for it's so small. They don't put off much of a scent. Yep, he's coming right up through there where it come out. The thing about it is, it went right back in there, so let's see if he picks it up there. That's why a lot of these other dogs can't even smell it. They ain't even barking with him. But we did see the rabbit. I don't know how good y'all could see it, but I see it come out right there and went right back in. I don't believe he's going to do much with this one. Tank's coming back out. He's still trying, but now he's struggling. But I think we'll call it a day here. I'm going to try to get them back out of here. We still got a pup to turn loose in a lot. Let it run loose, and I still got to give Rose her medicine this evening, so we still got quite a bit to do, and I'm going to try to get these dogs out of here. And I just thank y'all for all the comments y'all been on here today, and all the likes. And so I'm say, if you ain't part of the channel, join the channel and join their little hunting family, and go on some more hunts with us. We usually come out here two to 3 or 4 times a week, but now we won't be back on until Wednesday if the weather permits. So, thank y'all for being on here with us today, and we'll see you on the next hunt.